Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here, and we're taking a look at a set of Earthrise Micromasters. We've got this time around the Hot Rod Patrol, consisting of Trip Up and Daddy-O. Of course, in the G1 era, we also had a Trip Up, but Daddy-O was known in the G1 era as Big Daddy. Reasons for the name change aren't exactly known, but I'm sure if we kick around a few theories, somebody might pick the right one. But at any rate, let's take a look at them individually and see how they compare to their original toys. We'll start things off by taking a look at Big Daddy versus Daddy-O. They're both done up in a black and orange color, and they both have a flame job on the side, so that's a nice touch between the two of them. Of course, Big Daddy was the leader of the patrol in the original G1 continuity. It's hard to say if Daddy-O carries that same rank as well in the new form. We'll just have to take a wait and see if that gets revealed. And of course, articulation-wise, Big Daddy only could rotate his arms up to a certain point. Well, they could rotate all the way around, almost all the way around. The front end of his car would snag on his legs. And he could bend his legs at the hip, and he could bend at the knee. Daddy-O here can move his arms outward a bit, in addition to rotating at the shoulder all the way around. He's also got enough clearance on his legs to do a partial splits, and he can raise his leg up about 90 degrees and bend at the knee. Now, let's transform them into their alternate modes and take a look at how those look. Here they are in their hot rod modes, and in reality, there's not really that much difference between the two. To be honest with you, they look pretty much the same. Although I will say Daddy-O does have more detail on the front grille and bumper than what Big Daddy had. But all in all, it is a nice improvement. The engine, of course, has been redone on both of them. So, that's one noticeable change. But otherwise, they're more or less pretty much the same. How well does the new one roll on his wheels? Rolls fairly good, all things considered. Now, let's take a look at Trip Up. Alright, here we have Trip Up. As we can see, they also retain a lot of the same colors from the original, although this one's a little different. G1 Trip Up's flame job was done in a darker blue color, whereas Earthrise Trip Up has it in a lighter blue, but there's also a faded Autobot symbol inside it. So, a nice little new touch. And of course, like with all the Micromasters of the G1 era, Trip Up could rotate his arms at the shoulders. You just had to watch that he didn't pop the hinge that holds his roof on. He could also bend his legs at the hip 90 degrees and bend his legs at the knees 90 degrees, allowing him to sit down up at the milkshake bar. Modern Trip Up can move his arms out about so far, and his arms can be rotated at the shoulder all the way around. Move them out of the way here a little bit. He can do nearly a full splits. And he can twist at the hip a bit, and he can raise his leg up at the hip about 90 degrees and bend at the knee about 90 degrees. Let's see how well they look in car mode. New one's so excited for it he can't stand up. Again, just like with the others, we've had a slight redesign. But it's more pronounced here on Trip Up, since the new one has a more clear-cut spoiler. And again, the front end is considerably more detailed. I'll show you that here on Daddy-O. And a nice detailed front end. And of course they used a lighter gold paint for the windows than what was done on the original. See how this one rolls. Not quite as good. That's a disappointment to say the least. But the biggest disappointment is about to come. Early press releases for the Earthrise line stated that the Micromasters would no longer become guns. They lied. You take Trip Up here, fold down his legs, and then turn him at the hip. Fold this post out from under the hood. And then shift things upward on his legs like that. And we get Daddy-O. Fold down his legs. And fold up this post. And then the post connects into Trip Up's chest. And here we go again, folks. Another gun. They were often seen in this new media with ironworks. We'll just have him hold them. Mount them here on the crane arm. And there we have it. They're a new type of gun. But Hasbro also decides to neglect to include anywhere on here anything to tell us what kind of weapon they make. That's almost as bad as lying to us about the fact that they don't become guns. So we get down to my thoughts. What do I think of the Hot Rod Patrol? Well, it was nice to see the Patrol brought back. They were kind of one of the last ones released in the Generation 1 era. So, they might have been missed and neglected by some fans. The new versions, they're not too bad. I mean, they're a little bit bigger than the originals, but they still retain a lot of the look. And in many ways, their look has been improved. What I don't like is this, folks. The gun mode was not one of my favorite things that they did with the Micromasters in the Siege line. And unfortunately, Hasbro decided to do a 180 on us and do it again. And then they decided they got to be lazy and not even tell us what kind of gun it is in the instructions. Not even in Cybertronian. It's kind of Hasbro, if you're going to do this kind of half-assed attempts, just don't bother. That's worse than coming out and doing things totally incorrect. Oh well, that's just my thoughts though, folks. I like the fact that the characters are back, but I don't like the gun mode. Anyway, that concludes my review of the Earthrise Hot Rod Patrol. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you liked the video, drop me a thumbs up here on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you can join our ranks. Ring the bell so you'll be notified when I post new content. Also, please consider sharing this video with your friends. That's what helps this channel grow. And share your thoughts about the Hot Rod Patrol in the comments down below. This is Sparkster1701 saying I'll catch you all later.